Hey everybody, welcome to Binder Minder, and we're back at it again with Secrets of Strixhaven. Love the set. The set has not been that kind to us, I'd say. Not terrible. We did, my wife and I both did well with our Silver Scrolls, at least so far. We're still waiting to see what it'll look like after launch day, which is another 2 days. But we did pick up some play booster boxes, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my play booster box. I'm not expecting this to be a big banger of a box. So, for starters, I'm the most excited about the Japanese Mystic Archives, and those are not in here. And we've not had luck with this set. So, hopefully, we see something like any of the other Emerituses, like the black one, which we pulled 3 of. And hopefully, we get some mystical archives, because we did not pull any of those in either one of our collector boosters, but we'll see. We are planning, or at least I'm planning on trying to complete the set, Mystical Archives, at least on the Japanese. I'm not sure on the English or not. So hopefully, if I get some good Mystical Archives and I can fill in the gaps on the English side, if I decide to do that. But anyway. Get this opened up and we'll dive into it. I love that they went with different colors for the packaging. Mix it up. Got all the different, you can see them there, all the different pack colors. And yeah, we'll just see how we do. Got an ad for Secret Lair in here. Apparently we need that. So I do like that they always include the archetypes. So. Anyhow, I'm gonna try to go quick on this. This is, even though these are only 30 packs, not 36 like they used to be. I'm still gonna try to go quick because, well, you guys have already seen the uncommons. So the only thing I'm really looking for are gonna be the rares and the mystical archives, and see how we do. So I might look like a degenerate. Don't mind me. I'm gonna try to sort these things out though. So we got a treasure token there, and yeah, we'll just dive into it. Oh, we got a mythic right there. A special guest, which, by the way, I just realized we opened 2 collector boosters, did not get a special guest. So, good to see a nice special guest. Mythic at that. Alright, uncommons. And you notice that was in the middle of the pack. We saw that with Lorwyn as well. Alright, so we got Fracture. Not a bad one, it's a rare. And then an uncommon for a foil lands. Try to get into the flow here. I know some people don't mind waiting, watching, taking their time, but sometimes you just gotta get to business, you know. Pest Fracture. Suspend Aggression. And then Duty Beyond Death. I'm going to make a pile here of our mystical archives that are not rares. A foil road, though, we know that this is, at least currently, worth something pretty good. Not a bad foil to get as far as rares go. I think that's the most expensive rare in the set right now. At least in the standard set, not the mystical archives. Still a little stuck on the fact that it took 3 boxes before we got a special guest. Joined Researchers for a rare. And then we got a Shared Roots. Common for the foil. Has everybody else been liking the set? Has anybody played it? Tempted to pick up some more boxes, play boosters, just the draft. I feel like this would be a lot of fun to draft. And we did do a Lorwyn draft box, my wife and I. That was a lot of fun. Dinet's Guidance, we already pulled that one before. Disdainful Stroke. Travel Discovery. Like I said, I know this looks like a degenerate, but let's be honest, I'm open play boosters. If I was doing this with collector boosters, that would be crazy. and grab the land. Planar Engineering for the rare, and Repel Calamity. We got a common for a foil. So, I've said it before, but play boosters are not really made for this. They're made for drafting. People should draft with these things. Yes, you can pull cool stuff in them every once in a while, but they really don't. They rarely seem to pan out if you're looking at it for a value-wise. If you don't mind getting, if you're trying to complete the set, for example, and you're just trying to get a bunch of the different cards, they're pretty good. But Counselor's Duelist, Counsellator's Duelist, Spell Pierce, that's a good one. And a common, we got a full art land. Spirit Token and a Fractal. Alright, Mana Sculpt, Magma Blood Archaic, and then an Abrade for uncommon. So, I mean, you see there we had 2 rares. We still could have got a rare or mythic in the Mystical Archive slot and in our foil slot. Not to mention, I think you can get, I think there's a couple of lands. No, I don't think there's any lands we can get in a regular one, right? Still, opportunity to be able to get up to 4 mythics or rares, which is pretty crazy. If you have good luck, which I do not. So, I would not be keeping your hopes up for that. I open up the bad stuff so everybody else can have good luck. Trust me. Alright. Jadzi, Steward of Fate. For rare, we got a Professor Delin Fell. So I did not get this before. So this is the other Planeswalker, and it is a mythic. And borderless at that. So that's a good pull. We got a Giant Growth, and we got a foil Flow State. This thing is expensive. This has gone up. This is one of the few cards in the set that's gone up, and we got a foil one. We'll put that in the expensive pile, even though we know it is uncommon. That was a good pack. Of course, they had to do that while I'm saying that I open up the bad stuff. We'll just complain about everything all the time. Maybe I'll have better luck. Choreographed Sparks, Great Hall of Biblioplex, and a Mythic Flutterstorm. Also, look, Storm Carved Coast in the foil slot. I didn't pull one of these at all, these borderless ones, in my collector booster box, and I got one in my play booster box. 2 good packs. Also, while complaining about how bad my luck is. So we'll just keep saying, you know, bad luck. Couldn't possibly, like, I haven't pulled any good mystical archives, you know, so bad luck. Alright. Traumatic Critique for rare, and a bulk up. Adventurous Eater, and a Forest. Pensive Professor, and a Knockdown Maneuver, uncommon. I really don't think we've gotten a rare or mythic on this. So we did get that Flutterstorm. That's a mythic too. So I take that back. We did get that. Was there any others? I don't think so. Oh, Fracture at the beginning. Not a big banger of a rare or anything like that, but it's still rare. Flutterstorm isn't too bad of a pull. It's not a force of will, you know, but can't complain too much there. Mathemagenics, it's a mythic. And got an uncommon Deduce. and an uncommon for our foil. I feel like that Mathemagenics, I've got a couple decks that are, obviously some mill decks could use it, but I've got a couple decks that are just draw a bunch of stuff, and that might be a good card in a few of those decks. I'm glad I picked up, I got another one. I've got two now. I've got the extended art and then that one. Soaring Stone Glider. I got Bleh, Loafing Pest in the field notes for rare. We got an uncommon Zombify, and we got a common foil. They get a foil Swamp as well there. Spirit Token with a Inkling. I've gotten a lot of Inklings. I mean, I've got to dig through the set, but I don't remember which cards even give us Inklings at this point. Alright. Arc of Hunger for rare, and then an uncommon Hop to it, which I haven't pulled yet, so that's good. Common, and then a full art Swamp. About halfway through this box so far. Tragedy Feaster, and then an uncommon Burst Lightning, and common foil. Nida Forum Counselor. I'm sorry. Counselator. Alright. We got a Mythic. Oh, that is a good Mythic to get. Finally got a different Emerus. And frankly, we were going to need to get one of these. I hope my wife gets one as well, because I kind of want to play this. And we got a rare in our Mystical Archive with an Angel's Grace. And uncommon in our foil. That wasn't a bad pack. That Emerus, that white Emerus, the Emerus of Truce is pretty good. First Lightning can be pretty useful, at least. Maybe not a valuable card, but definitely useful. That would have been a really good sealed pack, though. There's some good white cards. We got Pest and a Fractal. Alright, got an Erode. We know that's a good rare. And we got an uncommon Helping Hand. And a mythic foil with the Dawning Archaic. 10 mana cost. That is an expensive mana cost. What's up? Got a treasure token. It's on the other side. Elemental. Together as One for a rare, and then we got a Feed the Swarm and a Paradox Surveyor and a foil. So you get these prepared little tokens to pop out. That might come in handy. So if you're not running those, this is one of the situations where like you're gonna have to have something in your with you to be able to indicate that your card's prepared or not, to keep track of it. All right, we got a Aziza Mage Tower Captain is a rare. And then we got a Royal Treatment in Mystical Archive, common for the foil. And a dual land for the land. Alright, this is our last pack of this stack. Puts us at 2/3 of the way done with the box. Pox Plague. And then behind it we got another rare, Expedition Type Collar, and an uncommon with Sleight of Hand with Mystical Archives. I do love that the Mystical Archives in every pack. I'd say that seems like there's a lot that's pretty heavy on the uncommons. But that, I mean, that'll help with the value and stuff on everything else, but I wouldn't mind it being a little bit easier to get some of those other cards. I'm not saying they should be all the time, but it does seem a little bit more than normal. Alright. Commons, uncommon, splatter technique for rare. And a Consolators Duelists. And then a Locust Spray. For an uncommon Mystical Archive. Alright, Withering Curse for a mythic. All creatures get -2 into turn. If you gain life this turn, destroy all creatures. If you have an uncommon, return the favor. And then an uncommon in our foil slot as well. My cat has found her toy mouse and she's howling around, letting everybody know. She wants you guys to know that she's got her mouse. That would be Tucker. Yes, we do have a lot of cats. More than we should ever tell people that we have. Alright, commons. Dual tactics. Alright, hardened academic. Yeah. And then an uncommon in our Mr. Archive with Stargaze, and common to get a foil dual land. Treasure token and an elemental. Alright, we got a flashback. We know this is currently worth a little bit. Still not sure if it's going to stay up though. And we got an uncommon. We got to Pick Your Poison. I have not seen that one yet. Uncommon foil. And mountain. Yep, see, she's still howling. She's running all over the place with it. Hi. I might put a picture up here. So maybe if I'm not being lazy editing, I'm going to put a picture up of her right here. That's Tucker. She's got her little mouse running around. Alright. Geometer's Arthropod for a rare. And we got an uncommon Requisition Raid. Common foil for the quick study. And nothing big in the back there. Alright. One more mythic for our Mystical Archives. That'd be good, right? Maybe also an Elder Dragon, since I only got one before. That'd be good, right? Alright, Wild Growth Archaic. And then we got a mythic. Decorum Dissertation, that's not bad. We got a rare Pyretic Ritual and a rare foil. See? I don't know that. I think maybe this Decorum is pretty good. Color Storm Stallion. This isn't my idea of an amazing pack, but it's kind of there. The one's not too bad. I don't think this Pyretic Ritual is worth too much, but we'll see. We'll see when we go to scan it. That was one of those you wished, so you get, yeah, of course you wish for a mythic. You wish for some rares. So we'll give you the one that you don't want. Okay. Flow state. I don't know how much the non-foil is, but we're going to put that in that stack. Nita, Forum Counselor, and then an uncommon. Stock up though, which is pretty good. Put that in the good stack. Common. Alright, we're down to 3 packs. 3 more chances. Treasure token with the elemental in the back. Yeah, I'd really love to have like a treasure token with a copy, or you know, get a couple. I mean, I always complain about not getting enough of the like the staple tokens, but it would be nice to get them just on the back-to-backs often. I'd rather be flooded with the ones that we need more. But uncommons. All right, Stirring, Hope Singer, Bird Bard, and then an uncommon with a Bitter Triumph, common foil, and a 4 Mountain. 2 packs left. Spirit token with a fractal. Vicious Rivalry for a rare, and then an uncommon in the Mystical Archive. Monstrous Rage, Abandoned Standard. That would have been a really good card a few years, what, a year and a half ago? Still usable in Commander and some of the other formats, but it's really mostly good when you can have more than one in your deck. Spirit token again, with an Inkling this time. Last pack, let's see how we do. Alright, Grave Researcher. This is the one with Animate, Reanimate on it. And then we got an uncommon in our Mystical Archive and a common here. So we did not have a big banger. We did not pull a crazy Cyclonic Rift or anything like that. We did get that Flutterstorm, so it's not, all is not lost. But we'll have to give this a scan, see how everything did. And frankly, I want to take a break. I love opening these things up, but I am not looking forward to scanning this big stack of commons and uncommons. So it's going to take me a little time, kick back for a minute before I dive into it. But when I'm back, we'll see how we did. And we are back. It took a little while, but I got everything scanned. I sleeved up all the stuff that's over $1, and I sleeved up any of the Mystical Archives that were under $1, but that I didn't have already. So this is the stuff that was under $1 that I wanted to save. Got those in my sleeve ready for the binder. Anyhow, so just to get it out of the way, let's get the stack of commons out of the way. Look at this monster. Big old stack. The uncommon stack, if I can get a hold of it. The uncommon stack, about half the size of that. Still pretty good size. You know, play boosters, these are made for drafting. They're not made for just collecting and stuff. So, but we did get quite a few extra doubles and stuff like that. And let's be honest, a lot of these Mystical Archives, these are cards that we're going to use. Giant Growths, the Braids, Bitter Triumphs and stuff. These are cards that, at least in some decks, we're going to use. So, up to it, maybe not so much. I've already got a rabbit deck. But, yeah. For lands, we got a lot more lands. More packs equal more lands. So, we did get a great haul of the big Biblioplex. And then we got some Terramorphic Expanses. Got a bunch of the basic tap dual lands and stuff that they're going to be included in these play boosters for drafting. And then we got a couple 4 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 lands, and then some of the regular basic lands. No big deal. And of course, we got a stack of tokens. Love that these are dual-sided tokens. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you get the idea. We got a bunch of those, and we got a few of these with these prepared tokens, which, to be honest with you, if I build a deck that's using one of those cards, I might actually use these. I don't normally use these, but these prepared tokens, I think they're going to be useful to be able to just keep track of when the card's prepared or not. So, beyond that, this is a stack of stuff that's rares or mythics, and they were under $1. That's a big stack. There was only one that was a mystical archive, but a whole bunch of them. One foil in there. There'll be more soon. This is the stuff that was from $1 to $2, and like I said, I guess that all of these will probably end up in that stack just at the end of this week, 2 days from now. So when the prices start to level off, a lot of this will still be lower as well. And then this is everything that's over $2. I don't have this organized, so bear with me. We'll try to go through this quick. But the manusculpt is $2.23. Of course, it's going to be all the way at the bottom. Stock up, we saw that already. That is $2.73 currently. Bleh, Loafing Pest is $2.75 in that special treatment, that field notes treatment. Planar Engineering is $2.95. Where did that one go? I saw that one as well, all the way back here. Angel's Grace, one of the mystical archives, that's $2.98. Our special guest is $3. It's a mythic, and it's $3. So that one's dropped significantly since the launch, or since pre-release at least. Grave Researcher is $3.38. That foil Stormcarved Coast Borderless, this is $4.32. I really do like the art on that. That's pretty cool. And I do run those. So the land is tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. It doesn't require basic, so it's pretty good if you're trying to keep the cost down. Obviously, this is probably not the most ideal version if that's what your goal is, but still not bad for a dual land. And then Withering Curse is $4.86. Flashback is $4.92. Mathemagenics, did we get? Yeah, we got Mathemagenics, $5.32 for that. And then I was surprised that this Emrys of Truce is only $5.68, and I'm sure that's going to drop more. Erode is $6.24. The non-foil flow state, uncommon, is currently $6.36. Like I said in the previous video that I filmed earlier today, this one has actually come up in price since the pre-release. So, I mean, it will drop when we see that influx of everybody on Friday when more than just stores can sell things on TCG Player, but still. This Decorum Dissertation is $6.50. Then we have Piratic Ritual at $6.56. The Road foil is $6.72. The Dawning Archaic, this mythic colorless, $7.51. Flow State and foil is $8.03. Flutterstorm mythic, the first mythic mystical archive I think we pulled in all 3 boxes, $8.19. Not the biggest banger, but better than nothing. And then the Professor Delian Fell borderless version is $10.72. So what's that mean for our value, or box value? As of right now, and again, I'll say it 1,000 times, still in pre-release, prices will drop, but my over $1 value right now tonight is $117.45. And really where we're going to see the biggest drop is in the total box value, which is currently $2.19. So one of the big things, so like I said before, TCG Player, this is just the way it works. Pre-release, only stores are allowed to post things up for pre-release. And then you see an influx of all the other sellers, base sellers and stuff. They can't sell anything, list anything up until the actual launch date. So that's why pre-release pricing stays a little bit higher. Launch pricing pushes things down so the people that have been established and they have been on there for a long time with stores, they're not typically trying to lower the price. Where people who are new are trying to establish themselves to get sales, because TCG Player requires a lot of sales before you can get bumped up into the higher levels. Those people are going to make sure that they're on the bottom of the price list, lowest price whenever they can, and sometimes by a lot, just to encourage somebody to take a chance on them. Well, that helps lower the price over time of a card, right? And so we're not really seeing that yet because they're not available. And it's especially noticeable on these uncommons and commons, because those established stores, a lot of them don't sell an uncommon or a common for less than 40 cents, 50 cents. So a lot of these cards are priced higher than what you will see in a couple of days, because once all those other people come in there and they're just trying to get rid of their bulk, trying to get a lot of cards listed on their stores, you'll start seeing them sell them down for like 10 cents and stuff, where long established stores just don't do that anymore. That 10 cents, having a lot of people sell them at 10 cents, would drop the value of the cards. And so that's why currently $219 for our Play Booster box. What is it? So it's $219, and our over $1 price was $117. So it's what, $90 worth, almost what, $93 worth of uncommons and commons. I don't think that's really the case. So we will see that drop here just in a few days. That said, at least as it sits, this wasn't too bad of a box. I paid less than $100. I think that that's what we should be paying for a box of 30 packs of Play Boosters if you're buying a box, especially since they dropped down to 30 packs. 36, I get it, but 30 packs, that seems to be the price where when you scan, they average out a little bit better. That's the closer to being break even. I think at the end of the day, we didn't do too bad. We did get a couple good hits in there. No big hits, but not bad for a Play Booster. And we did make some headway on the old Mystical Archive collection. So anyhow, I mentioned in the previous video, we will see another Play Booster box. So my wife has one that she's going to open up, and then we will be ordering at least some of the upcoming Secret Lair, and we also have some cards coming in for another mail day that'll probably be coming soon. So next up, you'll see a Play Booster box from Secrets of Strixhaven, and then mail day and maybe a Secret Lair. As always, we don't plan on buying any more, and then suddenly either me or my wife will have another box coming in. So who knows? It's hard to say, but till then, though, this might be close to when things start to slow down for us a little bit until the next set. We'll see. This is Binder Minder. As always, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And to put us in your binder like I'm going to do with at least some of these hits and those Mystical Archives right there, you just got to like and subscribe. You can ring the bell to be notified of our new videos. And you can catch us on our social media, which is down in the description below. I've been trying to post a little bit more, but let me know if you want to see more than that. Like, I really need to get back into the short form videos. But I hardly have time to even edit these sometimes. So anyhow, until next time, you guys have a great day. We'll see you soon.